Margaret, and I am out driving around looking for garage sales, and I thought I would just pop on and have a little chit chat about finding ways to bounce back when you have kind of hit a rough patch. And now I'm definitely, as you guys know, I went through a bit of a rough patch there, kind of a roller coaster, and I am definitely, things are on the mend, but it's not just a skyrocket upwards, you know what I mean? When you have gone through some low times, just, like, okay, I'm back on the ups. It's sort of a upward, like so, where you have dips. And I just wanted to come on and talk a bit about tackling those dips and not doubting yourself or worrying that, those hard times are back to stay, or those, and realizing that things are still moving in the right direction even when you have moments of self-doubt. So, as you guys probably know, and I've talked about this, and I've spent more time talking about it since the beginning of this year, that I'm human, and just like everybody else, there's times of low, there's times of highs, and as a reseller, self-employed person, when you're really isolated, it becomes hard sometimes to stay positive and happy all the time. There's low times for sure. So some of the things I've been doing to try to combat that and to come out of this low rough patch that I just came through, especially because like the last week or so, things have been going on the up, but this last week or two there have been a few little dips on the upward swing, and like I say, getting past those. So some of the tips that I have been doing, one is reaching out to friends and not allowing myself to overthink things and get into my own little bubble and just worry and overthink and stress. So that's one of the things, like reach out to somebody and say, like, hey, I'm going through this rough patch, and hey friends, this is what's going on in my brain, tell me, and having the kind of friends that you trust to say, look, I get that sometimes I don't wrap my head around things in the most productive way. This is what I'm thinking. Can you help me reframe it? Can you help me look at it from another perspective? So I think it's really important to have people in your life that can help you, not just like, it's good. There are friends that you have that you're like, when you're mad about something, you want that friend to be like, yeah, screw that, and be there with you. But then there are times, and I think knowing that too, like knowing when to say, like, I just need you to be there with me through this like rough stuff, or being able to say, guys, I'm struggling with this, and can you help me look at it from another perspective, because I don't feel like, and when it's a healthy like anger, or not anger, but like a healthy vent about something, or if it's an unhealthy feeling like you're going into this spiral of negativity that is kind of driving you nuts, I can usually tell. And sometimes, I'll go and say, like one of my good friends, Caroline Matthews, she's one that I go to because I trust her judgment, and I can say, look girl, this is what's going on, this is how I'm feeling about it. Am I just bananas, or is there something I'm missing? Like, I need another perspective. I need a friend's eyes on this situation. Give me your honest opinion. And having somebody in your life like that, and generally most of the people that I consider close friends, I trust their judgment on things like that. Honestly, I just don't. I've gotten to the point where if I can't be like that, or if I can't trust somebody, one, with that information, and two, with their discretion about sharing that to people, that I just don't even, I don't surround my people, I don't surround myself with that. I mean, and I think that's another thing too, is just knowing. There was a TED, was it a TED Talk? Yeah, it was a TED Talk that Chris Green just shared about, like, how you surround yourself, the kind of people you surround yourself with. You know, are they takers? Are they givers? Are they a little bit of both? Because a lot of people are a little bit of both, but some, you know, and just recognizing that out of people. So, or recognizing that in yourself, because sometimes you're a giver, and you might end up going down the wrong path for a while and saying, whoa guys, sorry, all I've been talking about is my problems lately, how are you doing? So, you know, and just recognizing that. So anyway, that kind of got off a bit. Okay, so that's one of the things, like when I realize I'm going through one of my dips. Another thing is to do something that makes me happy. Focus on things that are making me happy. And a lot of times what makes me happy is making other people happy. So seeing someone else smile, seeing somebody else have joy, usually it's my kids, honestly. So I'll take my kids to Chuck E. Cheese and give them $5 to spend on video games, or I don't know, we'll just walk to the park. Like one day I was just like, we've got to get out of here. Let's just go. Let's take a walk over to AJ's house. And it was a hot day, so, but just changing things up. And like when I felt like I've just been like trapped in this house, I was like, we got to get out of here. We need to get our bodies moving. Let's go. So, I mean, that's another thing. Just doing something to make yourself or make somebody else happy. I mean, I think honestly, when, this is true for me, it may be true for others, when I'm feeling low and starting to turn inwards on the negativity and stuff, turning it around and trying to focus some positivity on other people, or I don't know, it's the perspective thing again, like trying to change that perspective. I mean, and that's I guess something else it kind of is a theme throughout that, you know, like finding a friend that can help you change your perspective, because a lot of times it is just a matter of the way you're looking at it, or the way I'm looking at it. And so me being able to go in and change the way I'm looking at, and sometimes it's hard by yourself. So seeing if you have somebody who can help you with that, or focusing on somebody else's problems to see, oh, you know what? It's my thing is my thing. And you get so wrapped up like a tempest in a teapot, you know, and you realize you poke your head out of the spout. You're like, oh, okay. I'm just in my own little teapot here, boiling away, right? But it's hard to see out when you're trapped inside the teapot. So there's that. And then like this is something I've really tried to get myself to do every day, is get up and get myself, if not dressed nicely, at least, you know, do my hair, put on a little makeup. And that works for me. It doesn't work for everybody, I know, but it works for me. It works for me. So, I mean, those are some of the things. I mean, I think also finding uplifting things to watch, and finding uplifting people to listen to, funny things. So, you know, try to watch more comedies. I try to avoid the news at all costs when I'm going through things like this. What else? You know, talking to people that make you smile. So my phone cut off. So I think what I was talking about for a minute before I realized that it stopped recording was another thing that I make sure that I'm taking care of when I'm going through one of these dips or low times is what I kind of call an information fast, where I'm really careful about the input of what's going into my mind, because that can really, especially when you're vulnerable and going through a low time, that can really affect things or swing how long that dip is going to last, you know, towards one way or another. So if you're consuming negativity, then it's more likely that you are going to stay in these lower dips, you know, because you're already in a vulnerable, sensitive area, and having those kind of things coming in can contribute to things staying low, or, you know. So I'm real careful about watching the news or listening to the news. I have no idea what's going on. I reset my phone twice. But I was talking about doing like an information fast when I'm going through lower times. So I think it's important to guard your mind basically from external negativity when you're going through a rough time. So, I mean, those are the main things that I would say if you're going through kind of a dip to keep in mind. You know, try to keep things positive, try to surround yourself with positive people that you trust their judgment and you trust their advice. And yeah, I mean, try to do things that make you happy and make other people in your life happy. Get some perspective. So hopefully those are things that are helpful to you. It's generally mostly what I do to turn things around when things have gotten low, or when I've gone through a bit of a dip in my recovery, what I consider a recovery from a hard time. So anyway, hope you found those things helpful, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.